G'day. G'day guys, today we're going to be doing a one-man clutch bleed. Same as doing a one-man brake bleed. So we've got a bottle, some tube, we've got a syringe to get rid of the old brake fluid. We've got new brake fluid. The clutch takes brake fluid, by the way. .3 or .4. The method is the same as when you're doing the brakes by yourself. We'll use this to empty what's in there, the old stuff. We'll fill the reservoir with new stuff. We'll attach our one-man bleeder and then we'll start pumping, making sure the reservoir never goes empty. And we're going to put some new brake fluid in the bottom of here. When we let our foot off the clutch, no air backflows into the system. It'll be clean brake fluid. That's pretty much it. So in the Lancer, you got your master reservoir for the brakes, and the one just next to it there is the clutch. That clutch goes all the way over here. So this is your transaxle down here. That's your clutch. So you can see the little bleeder valve there with a rubber cap. So we'll take that off, we'll attach our one-man bleeder and we'll open that with a 10mm spanner. So our bleeder will sit on the engine block somewhere and the hose will be coming up. So any air that comes out of there will go up the hose. So step one, we've got a bottle with a wide base. Doesn't have to be this bottle. We've filled that with clean brake fluid. This hose is 5mm inside diameter, which is the right size for this car. So I've got a hole in the lid. I've taped up just to make that nice and firm, just in case we spill. And then I've drilled a little breather hole there. This has to sit submerged in the new brake fluid. Because we're doing this with one person, the bleeder valve will be open the whole time. We won't be able to close it as we take our foot off the clutch. When we take our foot off the clutch, it will drain from this clean fluid and no air will get introduced into the system. So now we have the tube submerged, we can set this over the bleed valve and open it up. But first we're going to drain the master reservoir with this syringe, and then we're going to fill the master reservoir up with clean brake fluid. So I'm just going to clean around here with a rag. It's quite full and green. I need to top this up and keep an eye on it as we pump. Pretty shit spot. Okay, so remove this rubber, put that there. Just going to attach this hose over here. That is a nice firm fit, and any air should travel up here and clear outside of the bottle through this vent. Now a 10mm spanner will crack this and then we can start pumping. So you can see liquid's coming out now. So we can start pumping. So you can see some air bubbles coming through already. I'll just lower this camera and I'll watch it on my phone as I sit in the driver's seat and pump the clutch, and I'll be able to see when clean fluid is flowing through, and I'll just have to check the reservoir to make sure that doesn't run empty at all. So I just did 2 pumps, just checking the reservoir, still got heaps in it. See the old fluid here, no leaks coming out there, and I'm just monitoring that on my phone as I sit. Three, 4, see all the air coming out. 6, now, again, because this reservoir is quite small, just want to check it, make sure no air gets introduced in the system. But you can see the line's so small that each pump doesn't actually do much. So that's after 6 pumps. And the air sits at the top of the hose because it travels up, so it doesn't backfeed back in. And eventually we'll have clean brake fluid coming through from the reservoir into here, and then we can close the bleeder valve. It's starting to look quite clean on the phone screen. You can tell it looks a bit more green in the bottom of the bottle now. So after 12 pumps of the clutch, I'm just going to top up the reservoir and then I'll continue on. This is starting to look cleaner coming through here. Once we have clean fluid in this hose, I'll close the bleeder. Alright guys, that's it for this one. We'll nip this up, put the rubber cap back on. We'll try and lower this bottle before we disconnect. So this bit might make a bit of a mess. You can see how dirty that is compared to the clean stuff we had at the start. So that's the clutch fluid done. Top up the reservoir to the max line, put the lid on, and we're sweet. Don't drink this. So cap's back on, that's tight, filled that up. It's just below the max line there, that'll be sweet. Now we'll start her up, give it a few pumps and take it for a drive.